I'll let you guys speak for a few minutes of the group. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So you've seen the parade. Has anyone seen the nighttime cinematic spectacular already in preview? Okay, and you've seen that next. You've seen that at 8:30. Well, I guess to start off, the main thing I want to say is don't let us babble at you too long. If you have questions you'd really like to ask, that's really our favorite thing to do, is to answer any questions that you have about the projects. We're really excited about them, especially kind of coming off the high tonight of the soft opening of the parade. I think Tom may have prepped you that tonight was the very, very first time we've run that parade for guests at all, period. We've been doing it in what we call overnights, because we can only rehearse parades when the park is closed. So from about 10 at night until about 4 in the morning, Lora and her cast and crew have been working to get the parade ready, and tonight's the very first time we've ever done it in the daylight in front of guests. So we were quite happy that it actually worked. We have still some things to work out and tweak and refine with it, but we're very happy with the way it worked tonight. Mike went through the same process a couple of weeks ago, again with a show of his type, only being able to work at night because of the technology and projection. Mike was a little bit of a vampire, didn't see his family for 3 months, and working only at night, and now that show is up in soft open, and we look forward to grand opening on Tuesday night. It's been a long road. Both of these projects have been in concept and design now for about 2 years. So this is the end of a 2-year process for us, as we've gone through from blank paper, from the gee, wouldn't it be a good idea if phase. Because really the show product and what you see in the parade and what you'll see hopefully in the cinematic spectacular is all really about enhancing the guest experience and what people get out of their day and their night at Universal Orlando. The parade delivers one really cool interactive family experience where people are seeing their favorite characters and a lot of energy, and really being able to interact not only in the parade you just saw, but throughout the day. What you probably did not see today, but will see as we go forward, is all those characters that you saw in the parade route tonight interact with all the guests all during the day. That happens all day long. They're all interacting, all the casts from all the floats, and they come together for the big parade at night. And that's a huge piece of that guest family experience and energy that goes on during the day. And then at night, the Cinematic Spectacular is all about the 100 years of Universal Studios. Our 100th anniversary with a film studio like ours. It's a real honor for Universal Orlando to kind of be the anchor attraction of that 100-year anniversary. And we brought together some incredibly cool technology that Mike can tell you about to celebrate that 100-year film heritage in a way that's never been done before. And so we're just kind of thrilled, and we're happy that you're here to see it with us tonight. And to be the first to experience a parade like we were. That was exciting. And then the nighttime show we're really thrilled with, and how that's been received so far by our guests and by some of the media that's previewed it. So that's kind of my spiel. Other than that, I mean, Mark and Larry, we're all a little tired. Mike and Laura can tell you a little bit more about their shows specifically and what they've gone through. But I've got to say, first of all, two of Universal Orlando's most brilliant, talented show directors have seen these visions through from paper to opening day, and I couldn't be more proud of them. So with that introduction, you guys talk about your stuff. What'd you do?
You want to go first?
Go for it. Well, yes, thank you. I'm very excited for today because, like Jim said, we've been in rehearsals for 3 months, in overnights, putting this together. The cool thing that we wanted to do with this parade, at first, about 2 years ago, Elaine and my boss and Jim had come to us and said, hey, here's the idea. We want a parade we want something that touches the entire family, that the entire family can enjoy, from the littlest person in the family to the oldest person in the family. And I hope that we delivered that, and that's why there's so much going on in the street, so that we can have something for everybody. Also, as Jim said, there's a lot more to it. That is the end of day for us. there are 13 other mini shows that go along with this parade. Instead of, and typically how we do parades is we send all our characters out and they do like a fun meet and greet prior to the parade. But we wanted something totally different than that, but we still wanted our guests to be able to interact with our talent in the parade. So like we said, we created all these mini shows that happen. Like I said, there's 13 of them. They fill up Hollywood Boulevard so beautifully during the day, and it's from the roller skating, fish skating, to rock lobster, to the drummers drumming to Sugar Sugar. The rescue crew from Dora and Diego are doing the chicken dance. It's hilarious. So there's something for everyone to enjoy. The candy dancers, the girls that you saw with the cute little lollipops, they do a dance to Lollipop. So it's all, there's something for everyone. There's music for everyone. There's eye candy for everyone. And then of course our characters come out and do very interactive meet and greets. Dora and Boots, you'll be able to go up, give them a hug, shake their hands, play with them a little bit. Vector and Gru are out in the street, kind of going after each other a bit. The three little girls are out there and they're interacting with you a little differently than we've ever done that before here. So we're very, very excited. A lot of hard work has gone into it with hundreds of personnel, not only from talent, from technical side to the costuming side to the escort side. That's a really proud part of what I got to do with the parade, is to hire hundreds of people in a time like we have now. And you really see, I was just telling Jim, I had just every one of the cast members tonight had a story to tell me, and we're so thankful. Some of them moved down here from other states just to do this, and they said it's, hearing their statements of this is the best thing that's ever happened to them, that kind of emotional connection makes you feel amazing. The drivers of the floats, they're all excited to be able to, they're semi-truck drivers, most of them came from driving semi-trucks, and I've heard a couple of them tell me the story of, I get to stay home with my kids now. I don't have to drive across country and be gone for, so those are the stories that I think are absolutely amazing, on top of the fact that we're putting this product out for the guests that I think everyone will have a part of it that they enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that's what I have. Any questions for me? Yes?
I did enjoy that one.
Yay,
I think it's particularly Gary crawling around the top of the pineapple. But I was wondering if the show stopped today, is that the same length it will normally be, or are you doing it extra long for?
No, that is the exact length that the show stop will be. It's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You saw an actual parade, with the exception of, we're in tech rehearsal, so we had some technical difficulties. If you were in Hollywood, so you saw one set of confetti go off. There should be more than that happening at the end of the parade. But again, that's why we're in soft open, so we can work out all those kinks before Tuesday, hopefully. But that is the length of the parade.
I asked, where we were positioned, kind of a great view of the pineapple, but everybody sort of dispersed off to the sides and everything. Would you sort of be moving characters around a little bit more to make sure everybody sort of gets that time?
Well, the one cool thing, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say that the one beauty for today's first run is actually having guests. And so now, for us, Lora and our choreographers have done a beautiful job of staging the show, and we've seen it in kind of a stage format. Now actually having guests, we'll find out how our performers can interact better and more. And that's what we need the audience for, frankly, now. Because as you saw in the show stop today, or when what we call the travel loop, when we travel into position and then we stop before the actual showpiece starts, how do we interact better with the guests? How are we, interacting with kids and having those individual moments that are so important in the parade? We got to have audience for. And so today was the first guinea pig audience that we had. Test. We don't need that.
The other cool
so
piece.
That's important to us.
The other cool piece of it too is that I feel it makes you want to come back and see it again. Stand in another location, because I was standing and watching, SpongeBob, and you look down and oh my gosh, there's monkeys swinging down there. I want to come back tomorrow. I feel people really want to come back and see it because there's so much to look at. Any other questions?
How many stops are there?
2. We do an identical show stop in New York and Hollywood, so that our guests can see the exact same show whether they're in New York or they're in Hollywood.
How did you settle on the characters?
Oh boy, that was an interesting process. We have two great partners for our intellectual properties: Illumination Entertainment, which is the Hop characters, and then Despicable Me, and our great partners at Nickelodeon that provide us with SpongeBob and Dora the Explorer. And as we talked originally in concept about which characters, who should be in this parade, because obviously we have other characters in the park as well. It was a kind of a combination of what makes a great show, and who's interactive, who's got that energy, who's got kind of the high level of kid awareness and family awareness. Obviously, Despicable Me is a huge property right now, and everybody loves the Minions. I mean, you can't go wrong with Minions. That was kind of a natural, and Universal Studios partnership with Illumination Entertainment, Chris Melandandri, that was just from day one. It could not have been a better relationship for us to open that conversation and say, hey, what do you think? What do you think about us bringing Despicable to life? Now, as many of you know, we're also doing a new ride attraction, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. And that whole synergy just worked out great. With the ride attraction, bringing them to life in the parade, it was just a perfect relationship. Hop, that came out not this Easter, but last Easter, again, with Illumination, that was a perfect live energy show product for us. Incredibly bright colors, a great float, great dancers, drummers. It's a great parade product. So we settled on Hop fairly quickly after the movie came out, because that was a great show product in the parade. Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants, Bikini Bottom, you can't go wrong. I mean, everyone loves SpongeBob. The demographic SpongeBob cuts across, it's just huge, and it's so popular with our guests. He had to be in the parade, and all the residents of Bikini Bottom that go with him. And then Dora the Explorer for the younger set. Mike's daughter watched the parade tonight and just went.
She's missing hair.
Yeah, she just went crazy.
Literally pulled it when the parade float came around. She's like,
"Wow!" So it was a little science and a little art kind of all mixed together, and working with marketing and what's the most popular. I wish I could give you one definitive answer, but it was really a collaborative process to decide on the character mix for the parade. We're very happy with how it turned out. Very, very happy with it.
The meet and greets with the characters during the day, will those be on the Times Guide, and where will those take place?
Yes, they will be on the guide once we lock it in. Again, we're testing out a lot of things this week and moving people around, but they will be on the guide. Most of them will take place down Hollywood Boulevard in that stretch. There are 4 other main shows that happen as well as the meet and greets, that each float unit will come out and do a very specific show. For instance, Despicable Me, the little Minion car, and Vector's unit will come out at that corner of Mel's and Pantages, and we'll do Boogie Fever. It's a very specific to Despicable Me. So that happens with each one of them. SpongeBob celebrates Bikini Bottom. Hop, we play and have a great fun time to I Want Candy. And then Dora, there's an educational piece with Dora where we learn to count butterflies in English and Spanish. If you know some of the butterflies move, they will also light up. Then we learn how to move like the animals do. So there's a very interactive, those shows are even more interactive than the parade itself. Those are meant to really pull our guests up and be in the show with us.
If there are no